Alright, let's get straight to it. Hey everyone, CWD Music Reviews here. I'm CWD, and this is actually going to be a list, pretty much counting out my top five favorite albums of June. June's over. June actually ended up particularly well in terms of album releases, and I'm definitely fascinated and really enthralled with these releases, and I'm really looking forward to what's coming out in later months like July and the other like 5. I'm stupid. But also coming up after this video, I'm going to be doing a list of my favorite albums of the mid-year. Essentially albums that are going to really, without a doubt, end up as like my top 50 or so of this year, without a doubt in my mind. So that being said, let's get down to my favorites of this month, June. I want to give an honorable mention to that Claypool, Lennon, Delirium album, Monolith of Phobos. While I wasn't like in love with that album, I still think that there's quite a bit of promise between the duo, and I hope that they continue making music together and eventually flesh out a project that sounds like something of both of their incarnations, if that makes any sense. So anyway, let's get to it. Number 5, Red Hot Chili Peppers, The Getaway. The Red Hot Chili Peppers, California band, California funk and alternative rock band. They're back with a new album, and I'm not angry at the results. Part of that may be due to the fact that I am already an RHCP fan, but regardless, I'm definitely into what they did. Danger Mouse is on production. Josh Klinghoffer is coming more into his own as a guitarist on this album. They're definitely going into an interesting direction with this album in particular, and I'm looking forward to the next RHCP record in the future. Alright, number 4, Xenia Rubinos, Black Terry Cat. Xenia Rubinos, pretty much a singer-songwriter type, multi-instrumentalist from New York. Came out with a new album that's like this really interesting and peculiar fusion of like R&B, neo-soul, funk, jazz. She actually put it best in a Rolling Stone review, where she said that her sound is essentially shellac meets Andre 3000. So that's pretty much the best way to describe it. If you're into like music like that, if you're into like left field-ish type music, you'll definitely get something out of it. If you like your artists like Lauryn Hill, if you like your artists like Erykah Badu and all them, yeah, definitely check this album out. You'll like it a lot. Okay, number 3, Nails, You Will Never Be One of Us. Nails are back with their 3rd album that's 22 minutes, their longest to date. And it's also one of their most, if not their most, finesse-filled records. It's definitely they're definitely stepping up in the right direction when it comes to songwriting and artistic evolution. So I commend them quite well for that, especially since their closing track is about 8 minutes long and is easily the best song they've ever written. So if you're into power violence, if you're into grindcore, if you're into death metal, if you're into like all that extreme stuff, then you'll definitely want to check this album out. Number 2, Deerhoof, The Magic. Deerhoof have once again added another album to their particularly long and slightly prolific discography, and this one is a bit more loose, a bit more just off the cuff in a way. They're definitely not caring that much about arbitrary release dates or like just getting certain songs and their usual style. They're definitely experimenting with quite a bit of styles and really experimenting with a more loose and really off-kilter playing style. Even if a couple of them end up kind of too loose for its own good or just way too out there for me to fully enjoy. So if you are a Deerhoof fan, if you are an indie rock, noise rock, indie pop, noise rock type guy, yeah, you'll definitely want to check this out. You'll definitely get something out of it. But finally, my favorite album of June, without question, Swans, The Glowing Man. The last Swans album, either in this incarnation of the band or of just Swans in general, and they're going out in a somewhat slow fashion, but it's still like one of the most hard-hitting and pummeling releases of theirs to date. And without a doubt, it's gonna go down as one of their best. I'm not editing this, by the way. And without a doubt, it really adds to the consistency that they've set for themselves when they dropped their 2010 release, My Father Got Me Up a Rope. So yeah, if you're a Swans fan, check it out. If you're a rock fan, check it out. Just check this out. It's pretty fantastic. Excuse me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my 5 favorite albums of June, and I'm going to be really hyped to get this list of my favorite albums for the mid-year up soon, so stay tuned for that. CW Music Reviews here, signing off.